the more women we can get in the outdoors, I think the better our outdoor community is for sure. We've got a 2-day workshop at Buffalo Ridge in beautiful Humphreys County on the scenic Buffalo River, offering 13 different events, everything from paddling the Buffalo River to shooting a mile and riding four-wheelers. Everything is hands-on. That's the beauty of the Outdoor Women program. If you sign up for four-wheelers, guess what? You're going to be on a four-wheeler.
Exactly.
You're going to be shooting guns, or you're going to be riding a paddleboard or a kayak, and it's life-changing for so many people.
It is the best time, and the facility and the instructors off the charts. I signed up, showed up, and had literally the best time. I mean, life-changing experience between the ladies that I met and the programs that Dawn put on. I think I've been every year since. And then from that, it wasn't enough to just do it once a year. So that's when Outdoor Women of Nashville was kind of born. We get together for a weekly hike, and then we offer learning workshops twice a month. We've had thousands of ladies come through our workshops. Thanks to you guys planting that seed and getting that going.
The award-winning Tennessee WildCast is on the air with the latest on hunting, fishing, boating, wildlife watching, and all things outdoors. Make welcome your host, drummer and outdoor expert novice, Jason Harmon.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to this edition of WildCast. We're having a great time already this morning, and Mr. Don King is helping me co-host.
Yes, Jason, thank you for that. And hey, real quick shout out to a radio station, one of our radio partners, WTN, right here in Nashville, 99.7. We can be heard Saturday mornings every week. And anyway, we appreciate them as well as our other radio partners out there.
Yes, I got a text this past weekend from a friend. He said, I love the show this weekend. I caught it, and I think it was one of our... I think it was 99.7.
Okay, yeah.
Because he was listening to some creek fishing. Sometimes we run an extra show on there.
Right,
so,
yep.
He's like, I enjoyed that show. And I'm like, awesome. It's getting out there. We love our radio stations, and we always want to remind you to subscribe to our podcast, too.
Yeah.
Wherever you listen to podcasts, subscribe, like, comment. Unless it's a bad comment, don't share those. But find us out there. We're everywhere. So we appreciate that. Facebook, Instagram, YouTube,
and TV.
Yeah, those stations are growing, and we'll have more on that later.
Yeah. Sounds good.
Don's been doing a lot of hard work tracking down some more stations.
A little behind the scenes here. Yeah.
Well, today is all about becoming an outdoors woman. So This show is not for Don and myself. It's for all those ladies out there.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
And we're excited to have Don Hosse.
Glad to be here.
He leads the program, gets everything going, makes sure the weekends happen and the hunts and all the fun stuff happens. And then we got Kate Joyner with us from Outdoor Women of Nashville, correct?
Yeah, thanks for having me. Excited to be here.
So we were trying to think, what's a good show? And we know the Outdoor Women event's coming up here in June. And Dom's like, yeah, I'll come on. And someone I think it was Lee suggested, hey, you should have Kate. Kate knows what's going on. So I said, yeah, well, we tracked them both down. We're glad y'all are here.
Yeah, glad to be here. Can't say enough about the women programs, and I'm glad Kate can make it out. It's a wonderful thing that she's a part of now, and the more women we can get in the outdoors, I think the better our outdoor community is for sure.
Yeah.
And as you mentioned, we've got the first weekend of June, a 2-day workshop at Buffalo Ridge in beautiful Humphreys County on the scenic Buffalo River, offering 13 different events, everything from paddling the Buffalo River to shooting a mile and riding four-wheelers. And if you sign up for it, that's what you're doing. And that's the beauty of the Outdoor Women program, is that it's all introductory level. If you've always had an interest but you never had an opportunity, it's the place to come.
Right.
Yeah, awesome. It's great.
The best time. It is, highly recommend. It is the best time.
Well, let's take a minute and meet you, Kate, and maybe you can touch on your first time, how it kind of all happened. But just tell us a bit about yourself.
Sure. I'm Kate Joyner. I live in Pleasant View, Tennessee. I've been in Tennessee pretty much my whole childhood. Always loved the outdoors, but my family, I didn't come from a hunting family or an outdoor family. I got into that way later in life through the bow program. It was about 10 years ago now, to age myself just a little bit. I showed up. I worked for state government. And I got the email that it was going on. So I signed up, showed up, and had literally the best time. I mean, life-changing experience between the ladies that I met and the programs that Dawn put on. I mean, just right up my alley. And I proselytized immediately. I told all my girlfriends they have to come next year. And it was so much fun. And I think I've been every year since. It's always the highlight of my summer. I always call it like my hillbilly summer camp. I'm like, I cannot wait. I'm so excited for girls camp. And then from that, it wasn't enough to just do it once a year. So that's when Outdoor Women of Nashville was kind of born. Wanting to do these programs and do it more often than just once a year. That wasn't enough. So we offer monthly workshops to do many of the same things that are offered at Bow, to bring it to more ladies that maybe can't take a full weekend or a day or two, but can come, more sporadically.
Good for you.
Yeah, that's awesome to hear that Don's marketing some of his emails early on was working.
Yeah,
Thanks,
way
Don.
out there. Oh, you bet, you bet. And it's good to know that when you were working for the state, you got the email. So that was pretty neat that we were able to send out emails to state employees. Just in a kind of a group email and alert folks to the opportunity of doing it.
Yeah.
And I love you mentioned the camaraderie of the ladies you meet and the friendships you develop over time, but you see a lot of buddies come. A lady will bring their friend from work, or friend from down the street that maybe was interested, but what are you talking about? Well, just come for the weekend and you'll see what's going on.
And you can show up and not know a single soul.
Right.
That's what I did. I didn't know anybody, but I read the itinerary and I was like, oh, I'm in. Like, I've got to be in on that. And showed up, did not know a soul, and met some of my best friends that weekend. And we're still in touch 10 years later.
That's neat.
Shout out, Carrie, if you're watching.
And that is one of the beauty. I think that's one of the things I enjoy the most about the programs is you get people, they want to learn about the outdoors, and they got a little bit of outdoor background, but the relationships they meet, like I said, it's life-changing for so many people, and you get everything from 18 to 80 in every background you could ever think of. But, we all have this one thing, we're passionate about the outdoors and the way it brings us, together. It's a wonderful program, and it's been an honor to be a part of, and actually I think we're about 28, almost 30 years with the agency's been a part of it. And also the Becoming Outdoors One program, it's nationwide. So even if you live out of state, go to some of these other states.
Right.
Over 40 states offer the Becoming an Outdoors Woman program. It's been so successful, and it's a wonderful thing, and I highly encourage you to take part of it.
And kudos to the both of you for the organizational talents you both have, because I've seen Don working behind the scenes or organizing. This isn't something that you plan on Thursday and then it happens on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. It's a year-round deal, and it takes a lot of planning and lining up the volunteers and.
Yeah, and that's one thing, too. And I know Kate uses a lot of the same volunteers that I do, too. And some of our bigger workshops, we may have over 70 people that volunteer that weekend.
Yeah.
They're passionate about it, and they're the best of the best, And it's a reflection on the workshop. You got people that are doing it for the right reasons, and they want to, educate and perpetuate and get you in the outdoors. And Tennessee Scenic River Association, they've been doing our paddle sports for, every year they've been there. And, and it's a great organization if you want to learn about kayaking or paddle boards, or they've got classes throughout the years in which you can use it as a stepping stone. And that's what's neat, too, with what Kate's doing. She's enjoyed it so much, and we're not, there's only so many weekends in the year that we can do stuff, but she's taking the ball and run, and she's got a great following.
Yeah.
And, and it's neat now to get some of the girls that have been to Kate's program and bring them to our programs and kind of trade them back and forth, and, just the diversity of stuff that we're offering. It's great.
Well, touch on that diversity, because it's not just hook and bullet. We do take the ladies on some hunts, go fishing and things like that. But, you're cooking, outdoor cooking, you're building birdhouses and all kinds of fun stuff that's went on through the years, right?
Yeah. And that's, everything from backyard habitat kind of stuff. And the idea of the Outdoor Woman program, it's you're hunting and fishing, but also a third, kind of non-consumptive. We have Wendy Hunter, who's been wonderful doing the wild edibles, which is a great class. They actually go out and forage and, learn about stuff that they can eat. And to riding four-wheelers, to fly fishing, to regular fishing, to, it's the gamut. And I think that's something that somebody may not be a hunter, but, they like the outdoors, and then they meet these ladies that shot a gun for the first time, and then, guess what? Next year I'm coming back and I'm going to try to shoot the mile. And, you lit the fuse and off they go.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
That's exactly what happens. Like I said, I didn't grow up in a family that hunted by any means. They still don't. But I do. And my daughter does. And my son will when he's old enough. And my husband does. Through the bow program, that's what it took. And it took me a while to get on board with deer hunting. I love to eat it, and I've got no qualms about it. I'm like, I just don't know if I can do it. Let me tell y'all something. When I went to the Beyond the Bow hunt, the muzzleloader hunt, that deer didn't even get its foot out of the woods before I took it down. And I fed my family with it. So that was huge. Just the camaraderie and knowing that, I've been a couple times. I love the girls. I'll sign up. Even though I don't really hunt, I'll sign up. Now that's kind of what my whole life is built around, is hunting season. Our travel schedule is built around hunting season and so on.
And that's what's neat too, because even Kate's daughter, has been on our youth squirrel hunts. And we're seeing that a lot now. Yeah. You're having the women that have gotten into the fold. Now they want their kids, because there's no better people, in my opinion, than outdoors men and women. I mean, they get it. They're from, they know where their food comes from, and they know what we do to get that. We're passionate about the outdoors, and we want to share it and continue to bring it to other people.
Right.
And it's really neat to see, the outdoor women bringing their kids to we do the youth deer hunt and squirrel hunts and things like that, where, we can keep it going.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and knowing where your food comes from. That's one thing. A lot of folks these days, they want to know that it's good meat, and things like that. And how much more organic can you get?
Yeah, fresh and organic, free range, like it's got it all. And, we homeschool, so teaching my daughter anatomy, biology, ecology, all of those things just through hunting has been a game changer for her. And now she fully understands biology and how to look at things, and that we're called by God to be good stewards of the land. And that includes wildlife management. So that's been really neat to watch that. And I know I'm not the only one on that journey in our group, for sure.
Very cool. That's awesome. Yeah, that's great. So touch on some of the events these ladies could get involved with Outdoor Women of Nashville.
Sure.
And maybe touch on some of the recent events that have really stood out for you.
We just got back from Utah. We took a girls' trip out there to go hiking, riding ATVs, canyoneering, horseback riding, and just build a sisterhood. So that was amazing. We just got back, so I'm still a little jet lagged. We got in about 2 a.m.
Wow. So not just Tennessee, y'all are going out of state.
Yeah, that's something that we're just starting to explore. Oh, wow. We want to do some excursion hunts, get that going in Tennessee, and then branch out. So we're really excited about that. But we've done everything from canning class to how to shoot the mile at Buffalo Ridge, and literally everything in between. So we try to offer enough stuff just to get you outside. That's our main goal. So fly fishing, archery, shooting sports, trap and skeet, long range, pretty much anything that we can find great vetted instructors for. We're like, yeah, that sounds fun. Let's do that. So our next one coming up, we'll have archery back at Buffalo Ridge. And I think we're going to have a shooting sports. We offer 2 a month, and they're done through our private Facebook group that's ladies only. It's Outdoor Women of Nashville, #own group. We have about 12,000 ladies in there. We get together for a weekly hike, a couple weekly hikes now, actually. And then we offer learning workshops twice a month.
Wow, that's a big group.
Yeah,
that's
really
awesome.
Growing every day. Yeah. We've had about 400 new members this month alone.
Wow.
Just through April. So it's growing rapidly. The word is out. You don't have to know anything about these subjects. Just show up. Even if it's not for you, if you walk away and you're like, that was cool, but I don't know about that, come to the next one. Like, we have girls all the time that sign up and they're like, so what class are we doing now? Like, they just like to come for the experience and introduce the outdoors. So we've had ladies show up at hikes, and then that leads into muzzleloading. It's just kind of a trajectory. We had one lady show up, Angela. She's actually now our excursions coordinator. She's our first official employee.
There you go.
But she came to a muzzleloading workshop. She hadn't been around guns. She had recently gotten divorced, and she had guns, but didn't really know what to do with them. So she came to muzzleloader, of all things, intro to muzzleloader, learned about it, end up winning a muzzleloader as a door prize from a private donation. Came back for the bow muzzleloading hunt, got the biggest buck on the poster. She's hooked for life. So she went from absolutely no firearm skills in July all the way through. Now her buck sits proudly in her guest bathroom so everyone can see it. So, you may come to hike and end up bagging the trophy. That's kind of the pipeline of how it works.
Nice.
That's very cool. Yeah, that's awesome. So, say a lady wants to get involved. You mentioned the Facebook group. I guess two-part question. Now, do you have other social media platforms, and do you have to be from Nashville?
You don't have to be from Nashville. That is one of the questions is like, do you live, work, or play in Nashville? But you can say play and we'll let you in the club. But we are pretty much predominantly on Facebook. That has been the best way for us to go forward. But hopefully we're going to have a social media coordinator come on board to help us. I'm not a tech person. I haven't opened a computer since I left the workforce several years ago. I refuse. So we're going to get someone that has much more talent than me to move it forward on other socials. But as of now, we're on Facebook. And fellas, we have a public page where you can follow our events, see what we're doing, and show your love and support. We also have sponsors that work with us. Cumberland Transit has been wonderful to us. So we try to pump them out there. So if you need recommendations on gear, where to get it, best hiking spots, how to get more involved with the TWRA, follow our public Facebook page, which is Outdoor Women of Nashville, #own. But our group is just for us ladies.
Awesome. Don, I was thinking more about how BOW has evolved. Early on, y'all were at the Clyde York Center in Crossville, right? Is that where it kind of started?
Yeah, and it's kind of crazy, too. We've, done events from everywhere from Knoxville at the John Sevier Range to Shelby Forest, Shelby Park back in the day in West Tennessee, and ride Royal Blue, and we've even been to Big South Fork, and it just the memories and the camaraderie and the fellowship, and it's been great. It's been great, and in addition to the Outdoor Women program, we've kind of have spinoffs to the Beyond BOWs, in which we've got ladies dove hunts, and the ladies it's actually going to be a rifle hunt this year, which we're pretty excited about at Buffalo. And I think the more we can do, the better we're all going to be. And like I said, it's great to see what Kate's taken from Outdoor Woman and just run wild with it. The fella, as many ladies as she's affecting, I can't say enough about it. I think it's great.
Yeah, I think from your planting that seed all those years ago, we've had thousands of ladies come through our workshops. Thanks to you guys planting that seed and getting that going. It's really taken off. And ladies are hungry for it, especially in the more urban areas, Nashville areas. This is a hot spot. We've had people move from all over, and this may have been their culture back home, but they may not know landowners here to go hunting. Or they may not know where to go hiking or kayaking or, whatever that may be. So by planting that seed, we've been able to really to affect positive change in especially the ladies community.
Yeah, and you were talking earlier before we got on mic here about how it's empowering these ladies. Speak on that a little bit.
Sure. So I asked the group, I reached out to them and said, you guys were going to go do this podcast. Like, this is so cool. What message can I put out from you guys? And the common theme throughout was the empowerment of it, the low barrier to entry. You don't have to have equipment. You don't have to speak gun. You don't have to know everything there is to know. Show up with an open mind, ready to have a good time, and we'll take care of the rest. So they feel really empowered. That was definitely the common theme, to just show up, learn these things, and move forward. If you're someone that's interested in a handgun, let's say, and you go to a gun counter, that's really intimidating, especially as a lady. If you don't speak that language, you're like, what? And you may walk out of there with like a Tiffany blue 38 special or a Snowdoze revolver, and we just don't speak that language sometimes.
Yeah.
So by having an intro level class where you don't have to know anything, you don't have to have equipment, you can just show up. There's a low barrier to entry. And the girlfriends you make along the way are just, my absolute best friends I've met in that group. All from just getting together to hike, and now it's hunting and so on. So
that is neat, the availability of the equipment that you can just walk up and experience and learn about and figure out, like you said, the intimidation of a gun counter and
Sure.
what kind of action do I want? I have no clue, but walking away from an Outdoors Woman class, you realize the difference, a revolver or whatever kind of firearm you're looking for.
Sure.
So-
And what feels good in your hand? We have live fire classes.
Right.
So we go over safety is first and foremost in every single one of our classes, whether it's talking about botulism and canning, all the way through range safety, through long range rifle, and everywhere in between. Safety is number one. So once we feel comfortable with that, then we move on to live fire and speak a little bit of the language enough to get you started, so ladies can feel what it actually feels like to fire a firearm in a low pressure environment. Now,
Right.
my husband is a phenomenal shooter. I like to consider myself at least a decent shooter, and we cannot shoot together. Like, you go to that end, I'll go to this end. So when you're with your girlfriends, the pressure is off a little bit. And we love you fellas by far. We absolutely love you. But it's just more fun to go with your girlfriends and shoot. So having that like-mindedness is absolutely choice for sure.
Oh, I get it, and I agree 100%. I'd much rather teach a group of ladies. And honestly, we try to get female instructors, too, to teach, and I think they just benefit even that much more. Getting another woman's perspective on how to do this or that, and everything is hands-on. That's the beauty of these programs. If you sign up for four-wheelers, guess what? You're going to be on a four-wheeler.
Exactly.
You're going to be shooting guns, or you're going to be riding a paddleboard or a kayak. And like I said, what Kate was talking about, too, if you've had an interest but no experience, you're perfect, because we're going to have, the latest and greatest kayaks out there. If you want to buy a kayak or a paddleboard, you can try different models and see before you spend that money
Right.
what's going to trip your trigger. So, it's I can't say enough about it. It's an awesome thing. And also, in addition to Kate's page, our agency also has a Become an Outdoors Woman page, in which we do emails, notifications on when we have our workshop. So I'd highly encourage you, if you can't join us in June, to at least get on that email list and find out about what's going on.
Right.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Oh, that was it.
Yeah, tnwildlife.org. Go check it out and get on that list. I wanted to touch on the event one more time because we're trying to really promote that. What's the dates on that June event, Don?
Yeah, and we've still got a handful of spots left, but it is filling up quick. And the cost is basically $100, but you get to take 2 classes Saturday and 1 class Sunday. Well, also, that includes all your meals. We're probably going to have a big shrimp boil, Saturday night, and we'll have a blast. We'll have some nighttime activities and a bunch of door prizes to give away, but it's going to be June the 3rd and the 4th. It's going to be right off exit 143 on I-40, right before you get to the Kentucky Lake Tennessee River. Plenty of hotels, not even 5 minutes away. Also, if you're in a camping, there'll be a lot of ladies that are going to camp. We got a really nice bunkhouse or a bathhouse we built last year with 4 full baths, and we'll have a campfire and a big open air pavilion with Adirondack chairs to sit around with, and it'll be a great time. And like I said, 13 different classes, everything from wild edible to the shooting sports to four-wheelers and the whole 9 yards. So hopefully y'all can come out and see us.
I always tell everybody the Loretta Lynn exit.
Yeah, that's
143, right up
right.
right up 540 there. It's very convenient, and like you said, Buffalo Ridge is like 5 minutes off the interstate, so easy to find, and it's a great place.
Yeah, about an hour west of Nashville.
Yep.
It's absolutely beautiful. And if you're on the fence, you're not sure if you want to go, you already know someone. Come say hi to me.
There you go.
I'm aggressively friendly. You'll be my new best friend. Just come say hi to me. You already have a friendly face there. So it is the best time, and the facility and the instructors and the food, if I'm honest.
Oh, yeah.
Off the charts. Highly recommend. Come on out. Come say hi to me. And Don will be there too.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome. GoOutdoorsTennessee.com is where you'll sign up and get your name on the list. Keep checking that and make sure you get your name in there. It's easy to register. I keep coming back to this, but I think the move to where this is now, I mean, Buffalo Ridge has come a long way. That property is amazing, and the access to different the Buffalo River right there, and some of those classes can be even better because of the location, right? I mean, it just seems like the right fit for this.
Yeah, our agency's very blessed to have Buffalo Ridge. It's something unique that we don't really have anywhere else at this point. Hopefully we're going to expand, but the education outreach facility, I think over the years, I mean, literally thousands of people that have harvested their first deer off that piece of property. And not to mention now to blossom into the Outdoor Woman program, with having the 2-day events. And it seems like every week we have some kind of an outreach or education program. We do a ton of stuff out there for our hero hunts. Shout out to Joe Towers and that organization. It's wonderful. It's every month we're doing multiple workshops for women, kids, wounded first responders, things like that.
Yeah.
It can't say enough. At Buffalo, it's far exceeded anything I would ever thought. And we're expanding too, which is pretty awesome. We added another 1,700 acres to Buffalo. Wonderful, place to go hunting. And we have the mentored hunts, but then also we're going to start putting quota hunts out there for a limited amount. We're doing a lot to enhance the food plots on there. We grow big deer. We had 2 deer over 150 harvested this past year, so it'd be a great place for a great place for somebody to kind of find a sleeper quota to put in for us. And the commission just passed it, so put in for it. It's going to be a good time.
Yeah, that's awesome. It's a gem out there. It's a nice little piece of property with a lot of opportunities. Great place for the BOW. Great place for the kids and all that. So, well, Kate, anything else you want to throw out there at us before we have to close up the show here? I really appreciate you being with us, and I think it's awesome.
Thank you guys so much for having us. And ladies, if you're out there, join us. And fellas, if you have wives, girlfriends, maybe not both at the same time, but daughters, sisters, aunts, send them our way, man. We have the best time. It has really exploded in the past couple of years, and we just have a great time. So even if you're not interested in hunting yet, come hike with us. Get to know us. Learn a little bit about us, and we'll probably get you there in the long run. So just come on out. We're Outdoor Women of Nashville, #own group on Facebook.
All right. And then some of the next events coming up, what's one that they can look at?
We have archery coming up. So our signups, they go really quick. We can only sell out in about 30 minutes. So our next signups will be dropping this week. So make sure you're in the group to be able to sign up. We'll have archery for sure. And I think shooting sports is next. So for May this month.
Okay. Good.
All right. Awesome. Well, you may have mentioned this early on in the show, but you're lucky enough to be a stay-at-home mom now and enjoy your family. Tell us about how you're getting your family involved as well.
Sure. It has been such a blessing to be able to stay at home with my kiddos. Like, I worked for state government for many years and loved it, truly enjoyed my time. But my calling as a wife and Christian was always at home. That's where I wanted to be, was to raise my children myself. That was so important. So pretty much about the timeline, the same time I gave up my career, I had the opportunity to do OWN full time. So it really worked out well. Getting my kids out to hunt, they're out in the woods all the time. In fact, my daughter, we live in a subdivision. We don't live out in the woods, and she'll see a squirrel in our neighbor's yard and say, "Oh, that's good eating right there." Amelia. But it's been great to get them involved. That wasn't an opportunity I had growing up. I was in the woods a lot, but never to hunt. So getting her to see how to be a good steward of the land, including wildlife management, has been amazing. And that's right in line with our values.
That's awesome. That's great. All right. Well, one more time, June 3rd and 4th, right?
Correct.
That weekend, GoOutdoorsTennessee.com is where you'll want to get on there and sign up. Also, remember, GoOutdoorsTennessee.com for all your licenses and everything else. But that event system is there. That's where you sign up for all the events that's happening in Tennessee associated with TWRA. And watch our Facebook page, watch our social media as we're putting stuff out there about these events. It's a great program. Like we said, it's been around almost 30 years now. Don's been doing a great job, with that program and growing it. We got a lot of great volunteers. It's just amazing to see it grow and how it's moved on, and how it's kind of grown another group, Outdoor Women of Nashville. So
that's really exciting to hear about all that.
We can't say thanks enough for all that the TWRA has done for ladies in the outdoors and continues to do, especially Dawn and James Askins and Matt Clary and Raw, all of them. We are so blessed to know you guys and take your knowledge and carry it forward.
Yeah, it's a great group of guys and ladies that lead that program, and couldn't say enough about them.
Yep, that's right.
All right. Any final words, Don?
No, man. I just appreciate the opportunity. Appreciate Kate coming out. It's been a great ride, and look forward to another 30 years.
You going to be around that long?
You never know.
You better be.
No, thank you for the opportunity.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you, Kate. It's been fun. Don, thank you.
You bet. Thank you guys for being here today.
Thanks for having us on, for sure.
Yeah. This is Tennessee WildCast. Remember to find us out there on the radio, find us on your favorite podcasting app, and find us on social media. We appreciate everybody tuning in, and we'll see you next time.
Thanks for tuning in. Stay connected with TWRA by visiting our website at tnwildlife.org and follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Hey, it's all about Tennessee wildlife. It's what we do. Tennessee WildCast will be on the air again next week. We'll see you then.